Just Steve, what were you saying to Lynchy at quarter time?
Before the game, Lynchy brought us in and just spoke about a few standards we want to maintain against the Lions. You know, rivalry. There's always going to be a bit of biff or some going offline. I just noticed that he was getting caught into it too much, and so I just ran over to pull him out, and he was just because he was in a fight, he just turned around and pushed me just cause out of frustration. But I was just keeping him accountable to what he spoke to us about before the game, and at half time he appreciated that. He just said, "No, mate, you did the right thing," and he was able to focus his energy. And he went on to kick 5 goals, so it was good.
Is that the sort of culture you're trying to build here, that you do keep each other accountable to maintain those standards?
Yeah, I think since Rocket's come in, he's really made set some standards from the ground up, no matter who you are, if it's Gazza or if it's Tommy Lynch at the moment, being one of the stand-in skippers. There shouldn't be double standards for the playing group. So that's another thing I think Lynchy appreciated was that I challenged him, even though he is one of the senior players, and that's what we want. We want it from Adam Sard, we want it from the young Cade Collar-Jasney's doing it to the Gary Ablets and Dave Swallow. So that's what we're trying to, that's the direction we're trying to head and make sure everyone becomes a leader.
So you felt comfortable challenging a guy that's been your leader this year?
Yeah, definitely. That's the culture we're building. You shouldn't feel uncomfortable speaking up for what's right and what we stand for. And so I cross the line sometimes in the games, and Trent McKenzie and Nick Malcheski, they pull me back into line just out of frustration. It happens to all players and all clubs. So we need more players to keep each other accountable, and we won't have those sort of incidences.
Did Tommy's reaction initially surprise you, the fact that he sort of pushed you back?
Yeah, I was a bit taken back because he was the one who set those standards before the game. But yeah, I was a little bit like, come on, Tommy. But then I think after 2 minutes later, after Rocket finished his spray at quarter time, Lynchy he sort of said, "Oh, sorry about that, mate. Let's get on with it." And we wanted to go on, and it wasn't a good win. It wasn't a nice looking win, but we still got it done.
What was Rocket's message in those sprays? Because there seemed to be a few of them over the course of the night.
Yeah,
what was his sort of the main message he was trying to get across?
We just weren't playing the way we had for the last 4 or 5 weeks, and whether it was because we played against top 8 sides, and then we've come up against a lower side than like us, and he was just keeping us accountable for what we'd set in place for the last 6 or 8 weeks of the season. A lot of frustration, a lot of sloppy skills, and just wanted to concentrate. And we knew it was a winnable game, but if we didn't come to play, the Lions they nearly pipped us 2 on the end. So he was just straightening us out, and I think we come out and played a bit better after that.
Do you think that's been a shock to some of the players, the fact that you were sort of leading and you eventually won a game, and you probably got blasted a lot more than you had in previous weeks when you lost?
It wasn't really a shock because Rocket, Dean Solomon, Matty Primus, they all warned us during the week that we've played so well against the top sides, and we come up against the bottom side. We can't change our mindset, and so we'd had a warning. So I think once the boys realised we weren't playing well, that was coming. But the boys they're growing, they're maturing, and we're able to cop the spray and get on with it and still get the job done. Nobody really went back into their shell. Everyone started to improve as the game went on.
Was that as big a sort of blast as Rocket's given since you've been here? Where does it fit in? That goes.
Yeah, that was. I think the combination of the quarter and the half-time one were probably pretty big. But he's really good at just he can be really angry and then get back on with the task and not hold a grudge with any players or. So that's good. The boys know now with Rocket, if he's going to give you a spray, there's no double standards as to any player, and you're going to have a second chance. It's not like he's going to hold it against you for the rest of the game or the year. So.
As you've had a really big 6 weeks, you sort of have a slow start after injury, after the pre-season. What do you put down to? Is it more that continuity? You've had 3 weeks off, but not really good. Is that continuity that's built that form?
Yeah, I suppose so. Just staying out on the track. I came in. We had a shaky start to the season as a whole playing group, and then we got some injuries. Then I got suspended. Came back, played maybe 2. Then I had a groin strain. So after the bye, I was just wanted to stay out in the park pretty much, and I'm able to do that. And I think we're growing as a back 6 or 7. It's really helping us to do our jobs, and I think the young midfielders stepping up. It's making our job a bit easier because we've had some big losses this year where we've had multiple goals kicked on our defenders because of just a flogging all over the ground. So I don't think it's anything special. Just hard work, concentrating for the whole game, and just keeping each other accountable. Back to that culture, I think. You know, if everyone has the same standards and effort each week, we're able to come out and produce a consistent performance. So that's pretty much what we're focusing on.
Now, have you seen the back six grow? Have you seen Tony Jasny, Henry Shade really step up a level this year?
Yeah, well, Matt, they've had to. We've had, like, I went out with suspension. Malcheski got hurt his knee. Rory Thompson's been in and out, so they've had no choice. And to their credit, they've really grasped it with two hands. And Shady's really gone because he hasn't played he hasn't played any footy before this year. So for him to do, take on the second, first, and third best forward each week and still do a really good job, it's a credit to him. And we got young leaders like Adam Sard and Trent McKenzie and Cade Golajasny, as you mentioned, who are really growing. But if we can get everyone to grow the leadership a little bit more, it can help sort of patch that hole that we've lost with a few of our gun midfielders who are leaders going down. So yeah, I think that's what we can really leave it up to.
Do you expect to get Riewoldt this week, Stephen? Have you played on him before, and how'd you go?
Yeah, I'm assuming I'll get Jack Riewoldt. He had a quiet game last week, so that means he's probably in for a big one this week. So it's going to be a good challenge. But there's also got Ty Vickery. I played on Vickery last year, round one. A little bit of him and Riewoldt. So they're pretty similar, and they play well at home at the MCG. So there's no secret we're going to have a big task ahead of us, but it's again going to come down to the whole team. We've put up some good performances against West Coast and Adelaide and that for 3 quarters, and Richmond's going to be no different. We're going to have to really take it up to them for 4 quarters.
Coming off a loss, and throughout the year, obviously a couple of times, they've lost games they were expected to win, and win games they were really sort of expected to lose. I mean, does that give you a bit of confidence going in? The fact that they come out this week and said they really do see the Suns as a bit of a threat. Does that give you confidence this weekend?
Yeah, I just think it shows a bit of respect from them. They're not, what does look like on ladder position should be an easy win for them. But as we know in AFL, sometimes the bottom team, like as we took on West Coast, we drew with them. So I think they're going to be on high alert. They've got a chance to play finals, and they've just had a tough loss to Adelaide. So Sunday at the G, they're going to really want to put us away. So we know they're not going to take us lightly or anything, and we're going to have to really prepare well to even take it up to them.
Even Jared Garlett played really well in your service on the weekend. Would it be nice to see him come back in the first grade game this weekend?
Yeah, I saw a big mark that he took, which was really nice. But as long as he's fitness and that's okay, and he's stuck to some team structures, I'm sure that his name will be up for selection. I thought he was out for the year after he got injured, so it's really positive to see him play on the weekend, and it'd be great to have a couple of games with him before the end of the year, because he's such a talent, and he's another one who's growing, and I think a couple more senior games will spur him on into pre-season, into a big 2016.
Bear talk, obviously, with your form, that kind of thing, that he may even be in the mix for All Australia towards the end of the year, and obviously against someone like Ty Vickery and Jack Riewoldt. Do you feel that that's a bit of an opportunity to really show that you're up there with the best key defenders in the comp?
It's pretty humbling to be mentioned along some of the best key defenders, but I don't think I'm up there yet. That's somewhere I'd like to get, and the only way I can get there is to keep trying to do good jobs on big name forwards, and so that's another challenge this week with Jack Riewoldt. There's a few, like they've got Alex Rance. It's going to be good to play against the Egos and Tommy Lynch. Him and Harry Taylor, Luke McFarlane, I like to watch them and try and learn from them. And Daniel Talia is who's another really good defender. He did a good job on Jack Riewoldt. So I'll try and watch a bit of that footage, getting ready for Jack. But the thing is, he's got a few tricks, Jack, and he can kick a bag any given week. So it's going to be a tough game.